Hi everyone, just a little short video to help you guys calculate population variance. Hopefully this is quick. Okay, alright. I think that an easy way for me to demonstrate is using Google Sheets. Google Sheets is a spreadsheet free on Google's, and the URL to get there is docs.google.com spreadsheets. Okay, and when you go to that URL, you're going to see this page, and I'm going to start a new spreadsheet. So I'm just going to click on blank. Alright, okay, so I'm going to copy and paste some data on here. You can do the same thing with whatever you're working on, and here are some names and times. Don't know where they're from, but so what I did was I copied from another spreadsheet, and I'm going to Control V, and it's going to go on here. Alright, so spread out a little bit. Okay, so this is the data I'm working with. Now, first thing I need to do on my way to calculate population variance is I need to find the mean time. Alright, so let's say if I'm going to put the mean time down here. Alright, and how I'm going to find it? Okay, I'm going to put it here, the box below, and I'm going to do equals average. Alright, and open parentheses. Okay, and then I'm going to highlight the data that I want to calculate the average of, the means of. Okay, so I'm going to do it here and to here. Alright, and then hit enter, and gives me my mean time. Alright, so you can just drag and cover all the data that you have. Okay, so it works anywhere on the spreadsheet. Okay, so the next thing I need is I need to calculate the deviation. The deviation is the time minus the mean. Alright, so let me move this over a little bit. Alright, so how am I going to do that? I'm going to do, so for the first one, okay, this is going to be equals, I'm going to type in another formula, equal, okay, and I want to take the data, which is the time, and the time is in cell B2, okay, cell B row 2, so I'm going to do B2, alright, minus the mean, minus, okay, the mean would be this number. I just click on that and it fill in B12. Alright, and actually what I want to do is I want to stick a $sign in front of the 12, and the reason is because when I copy this formula down the column, I want to make sure that it continue to use B12 as my mean. Okay, if you don't do that, it will pick some other cell to do it. Okay, so I did that, hit enter. Alright, so I got my deviation, which is the time minus the mean, 2.35 minus 2.15, that's 0.2. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this formula. Even though it says 0.20, you can see that up there in the box, it has my formula in there. So I'm going to Control C to copy it. Okay, so I'd hit Control C, and then I'm going to paste it for the rest of these cells. Alright, and I highlighted those cells. I Control V for paste. Okay, so what it did now is copy that formula. Okay, it takes the time and subtract from that the value in the mean box, which is B12 for me. Okay, so that's what I got. Now what I need to do next is I need to make another column called squared deviation. Let me just copy that. So I'm going to copy the name of that column called squared deviation. Alright, and squared deviation basically is the cell on column C squared. Okay, so here I'm going to put down equals. Okay, I can click or type C2. I can click on that. You put in C2 for me. Okay, and I want to square it, so I do the hat, which is the shift 6 key. Alright, and then 2. Okay, so that would square that value for me. Alright, so 0.038, something like that. Although I must say that seems to be a little bit equals C2 squared. Alright, so if I'm going to copy this formula, alright, and I'm going to copy it for the rest of this column. Alright, Control V. Alright, reason why you get all these digits is because, you know, the deviation and all that, when you square it, okay, it actually, more of the digits show up. But I checked and actually the values are fine. Okay, so what I need to do next is I need to create a box that I called sum of squares. Okay, and sum of squares basically is everything, the total of the numbers on top. So I'm going to put equals sum, open parentheses, and I'm going to just drag the numbers on top. Okay, so I'm going to add all those numbers together. Okay, and when I hit enter, it will add up all the numbers above me. Okay, alright, so we're almost done. The next box I'm going to create is population variance. Alright, and then I might as well do sample variance also. Sample variance, I'll put that here. Alright, okay, so population variance is going to be sum of squares divided by total number of observations. So it's going to be whatever is in this box here divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 data points. Okay, so here I'm going to type equals. Okay, click on that, so it put in D12 for me. Okay, and all I'm doing is I'm just going to /5 divide by 5 and hit enter. That's my population variance. Alright, and my sample variance would be also sum of squares. Now keep in mind, okay, sum of squares for the sample, calculate sample variance, from that you are dividing by n minus 1. So when you do sample variance, this would be equals to D12. I can click on the cell, can I? There you go. Divide by 4. Okay, hit enter. That's my sample variance. Alright. So to get the standard deviation from the variance is very simple. You just punch this number into a calculator and find the square root. Okay, so population standard deviation, square root of the population variance, sample standard deviation, square root of the sample variance. Alright, so just keep that in mind. The difference between population variance, that's divided by n. Okay, sample variance divided by n minus 1. Okay, so that concludes my demo for calculating population variance.